What is going on, everybody? This is your boy JC from JC Eagles Talk, and I'm with my guy, Mr. Hunter Doyle, aka Philly Insider Podcast. What is going on, man?
Hey, been a little while, JC. I know we had that Thanksgiving weekend game there and everything, and I've been a little busy, but appreciate you having me back on, man. And I'm excited to talk some birds with you. How you doing?
Hey, man. Look, I'm a little nervous, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I'm a little nervous because, hey, with the big news that that came out yesterday that Jalen Hurts would
Yeah.
not be playing today. Jordan Howard, he's still out. Boston Scott, even though he's not on the inactive roster, but he's been dealing with the illness, so we don't know how good he's going to be for the game. But hey,
Mhm.
Minshew is in. Minshew is in, and we definitely going to talk about Gardner Minshew. If he plays well today, how loud the rumors going to be and everything like that. So hey, how do you feel about this? Just going into this game without Jalen Hurts and without Jordan Howard. Boston Scott, he's still feeling a little sick, but for the most part, I mean, how you feeling about this game?
Look, I mean, the Jets are a trap game, man. In my opinion, I mean, look, you can't take any team for granted in the NFL, and this just takes me back to 2019. We had those like 5 games at the end of the year: two against Washington, one against New York, and one against Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And before that stretch, we had one against Miami that we were like, all right, the Miami stretch, we're really going to get things going, and then we're just going to like roll to the rest of the season. And we lost that Miami game to Brian Flores and a young Dolphins team that was
Yeah.
winless to start the year. And they racked up 5 wins at the end of that season. And look, the Jets, they beat the Titans, they beat the Bengals. Like, they will come out
Yeah.
and play on certain game days. And I know Zach Wilson hasn't played the best, but I'm just saying, you got to be aware with them. Like, there's no taking this team for granted this game. So, I don't think they will. I think the Eagles know, like, new quarterback in there. We got to
Mm-hmm.
step it up for him to try to get this dub. So I think that almost, I don't want to say it helps in a way because I think we'd be fine with Jalen, but maybe it helps just like not really like we're not really in that like easy win mentality, which we weren't against the Lions. I'm not saying we were going to do that, but um, we'll see how Minshew does. Look, this is a guy who has starting experience in the NFL. He started a lot of games for the Jaguars, who were pretty bad when he was there, and I'd say he weathered the storm. So, look, Jalen Hurts is the starter even after the bye week and everything, but
Yeah.
you have to call on a backup sometimes, and the Eagles are always prepared. And Minshew, we got him for a low price. He's a good, really good backup quarterback. I think he's a fringe starter in the league. I think you could call him a top 32 quarterback. So I
Yeah.
think he's going to go out there and, it's tough to change the offense in a week. I think they're going to have to keep it simple. But with our run game, I still think we can get it done. The run game will be tough without Jalen Hurts, but I still think Minshew can get the job done.
Yeah, and look, besides Jalen Hurts' throwing ability, and some people question his throwing ability, but the reason why the Philadelphia Eagles are top in the league right now in the past 5-6 weeks in the run is because of Jalen Hurts. Is that threat saying,
Yeah.
"My God, is he going to take off and run when the play is broken down? When your offensive line get run through, he takes off." So
Yeah.
he has been a big part of this team rushing for over 200 yards, like combined the
Right.
past 5-6 weeks. So that's what we really, really, really got to look out for. It's Minshew. I know Minshew is not the Statue of Liberty back there. He was running for his life in Jacksonville. He's capable of running, but nobody go into a game and say, you know what, let's stop Gardner Minshew from running us, out this game.
Right.
No, but we're gonna see what he's about though. Maybe he's a more accurate passer than Jalen Hurts. A lot of people been calling, and now guess what? He is here, folks. He is here, and let's talk more about Gardner Minshew. Like, how do you feel about him stepping up for a game or possibly two? Who knows how long his ankles is going to be sore for? Thank God we got the bye next week. But how do you feel about Minshew overall as a quarterback? I mean, could he possibly even not on the Philadelphia Eagles? Could he possibly be a franchise quarterback again?
Right. Well, here's my opinion on Minshew. First off, I will say right off the bat, I really like Minshew. I'm a big Minshew fan, especially for the memes. But I don't think he's a franchise guy. I think he's like a fringe franchise guy to where maybe he could live up
A
to
Nick
that.
Foles type guy, you think?
Very similar, yeah. And in terms of production, he's very similar for sure. Obviously they have differences as passers, but I think I like that you said that. They're very similar. Like I'd say maybe he's like a top 17 guy as a starter, but that's on a really good year. And that's the thing is, I think there's a reason he was in Jacksonville. There's not a
Mhm.
lot of teams who are going to go in there to a season with Minshew saying we're
Yeah.
going to contend with him, right? I think it's possible, but I think he does have some flaws. And I think continuing on with some of the cons, like you said, JC, Jalen Hurts is what makes this run game tick. Whatever he lacks as a passer, like there are so many different
Yeah.
things you can run with him as an extra option in the running game. And it also helps out the running backs a ton, just keeping that extra guy out of the box, keeping the defense on their toes. It's huge. And the Eagles use it to their advantage. And it's just been a big part of this team's success. Now, at the same time, Jalen has struggled as a passer from time to time. He's
Mhm.
still developing in that regard. And that's the big concern people have to whether he can be the franchise quarterback or not, which is a fair evaluation. There's things he's got to get better at in that regard that we've talked about for the whole season. Um, Minshew, I do think, is a little bit better as a passer. Yeah, got to grow those mustaches out right now. But right before game time, just focus on growing the mustache.
I will.
Yeah, yeah. But look, I mean, Minshew is, he has a pretty good deep ball. He's not afraid to throw it downfield, but he also is not afraid to take his check down. It kind of depends on which Minshew you get from day to
Yeah.
day. I think he's gonna take what the defense gives him. I think he's gonna play
Mhm.
smart because this is a big opportunity for him. I mean,
It is.
he's in year 3 right now. After next year with the Eagles, he's gonna go into free agency, and maybe a team gives him it like when Case Keenum was on the Vikings. I mean, that came out of nowhere. So I think Minshew's probably hoping something like that happens after the free agency. So this is kind of an audition for him in a sense. I know he's not playing good competition, but how he runs the offense and how smoothly he is able to kind of be the captain under center is going to be a big deal in his career moving forward. So I think we're going to definitely go with the run heavy attack to just kind of help him out.
I hope so.
I think we'll still go a lot of shotgun because that's what he's comfortable with. But I think Minshew is going to get the job done, and I think he's going to be able to throw the ball to all 3 levels of the field.
Look, Gardner Minshew is probably, as far as backup go, as far as backup quarterback go in the NFL right now, I think he's probably better than, I mean, at least top 3, right, in the league, because you got
He's got to
Andy
be
Dalton behind Fields. Yeah. So look, this was a good pickup by Howie when we picked him up, and I feel like that he is capable of winning one game or two. But as far as him being that guy, we don't know. Jacksonville, look at Trevor Lawrence right now. He's struggling big time. We don't know if he could be a franchise quarterback, but for the Philadelphia Eagles, he's a great backup, a great pickup. And I do believe that he can go out and beat the Jets. But what happened if he doesn't go out and beat the Jets and we got to bye next week? I mean, like, where does this team go from here? Because we are 11-0 against the Jets. 11-0, regardless who's at quarterback, regardless what kind of talent the Jets had. I mean, to be that dominant, 11-0 against a team, you got to go back at least 20-something years, right? Because if you play them every 3-4 years, I mean, so that's at least 11 years, But look, we're about to see what Minshew is about. We are about to see what everybody been calling for. Minshew, put Minshew in. Could we win that game last week if Minshew was in? I mean, could we? Could we not? I don't know. It was against the Giants also. Our defense did give up 13 points. But our defense, to me, not to go back to last week a little bit, it's just the fact that what happened to when you play bad quarterbacks, you go hunt them down. There was no blitz last week, no nothing. Usually, if your offense is struggling, your defense have to make a play, right? You saw what Baltimore did on that Monday night. I think it was that Monday night game. Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions, but his defense was getting turnovers, was getting sacked, and guess who won the game? The team that defense stepped up, But we're about to see what this defense is about. We're going to talk about the defense a little bit later. But look, Minshew time. They've been calling for it. It's here. It's here. And we're about to see. Are you nervous at all about this, just throwing in Minshew right now? Are you nervous about how the fans going to react if he does play good? If he goes out and throw for like 400 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. So your first question, am I nervous about Minshew coming in? Not necessarily. I think he has the experience. Your second question is what I'm nervous about, is the fan base reaction. Because, look, I love both guys. That's how it was with Carson Wentz and Nick Foles. I love both of them. Like, I think all the time it's just a civil war, and you have to pick which side you're on.
Yeah.
I think there's pros and cons to each. Now, obviously, I think, look, Hurts, I mean, you spent a second-round pick on him. So, me personally, as someone who wants to evaluate him, maybe there's times where I get frustrated with him as a passer, yes, but I do want to evaluate him the last 4 games of the season after today. That's just my stance on it, If he starts to really, really struggle as a passer, which he did last week, but I think it's fair to say he's had some rough games as a passer, but not like last week. I think that, if we get to a point where he's really, really struggling, then I want to evaluate Minshew from there on out. But we also have Minshew next year too, and we have Hurts next year. And if Hurts really stinks it up next year, I think that's the time to kind of go with Minshew. I think we have to realize, like, yes, we are competing for a playoff spot, but we're also kind of evaluating these guys too. And I think either way you look at it, competing for a playoff spot, Jalen gives you the better chance. But also evaluating, you want to go with Jalen to see what he's got, because you spent more capital on him to get, and you also could have traded up your first and second for CeeDee Lamb, but you wanted that second to grab Jalen Hurts. So I want to see what he's got the rest of the year. And if he still continues to not make those progressions in the pass game, we'll kind of evaluate from there on out. But the fan base reaction is something that always worries me. There's, like I said, civil war is the word I would use. There is always a civil war between the fan base, even if it's not the quarterback position. Our fan base can never come to terms on anything, which is every fan base, but especially the Eagles. So I am nervous about the fan base reaction, just as someone who was a big Carson Wentz supporter when he was there. Also loved Nick Foles, like I said, but really wanted Carson to be the guy. And Nick Foles ended up getting the job done a couple times, and that really sparked a lot of controversy. So, but hey, I'm just here for the drama. I'm here to enjoy. I'm even going to take a stance on which side on this. You guys kind of know I want to see what Jalen's got, but
you talk about drama.
I just want to watch. I just want to watch the game. Whoever's under center, I'm rooting for. So don't come at me if I'm either way. I know I'm meaning Jalen for the rest of the year, but I love both.
Yeah. Hey, look, we talking about drama. Howie and Lurie. Oh my God, man. It's been reported that they are split on Jalen Hurts. If I'm the owner, then you ain't got no choice but to tell you but to do what I tell you to do. So I don't even know why this is a issue, unless he gave Howie so much power to do what he want with Jalen Hurts. And then he said, well, you know what? We did spend a second-round pick on Jalen Hurts. Yeah. But now all of a sudden, I thought Hurts was Howie guy. I never thought that the owner was more for Hurts than Howie. So how do you feel about that right now? Howie and Lurie at odds with Jalen Hurts.
That's going to be interesting. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Look, my stance on Hurts in the offseason is you got to go. I think you get a shot at Wilson or Rodgers. That's really the only scenario I'm moving on from him, because unless someone else becomes available, because those are the only two top candidates I see becoming available, unless you guys have other names to throw out there. I mean, in the draft, I'm really not looking to replace Jalen Hurts. Look, I think there are guys who have the potential to be better than Jalen Hurts, but I also think there's risks involved with taking a quarterback this year. I could see them taking Kenny Pickett for the experience factor alone, the leadership, just because he's a fifth-year senior. I think that's a high possibility, because I think Howie's going to see some stuff he saw in Wentz, and I think he might fall in love. But, I think, again, you spend a second-round pick on this guy, and we're evaluating the team. I think you keep him around next year, just because he really is what makes this run game go. And again, I'm not opposed to getting rid of Jalen Hurts. I think, next year, if he doesn't do well, I think you move on from him then. And I think there's definitely things to be concerned about. But again, like I said, Wilson or Rodgers, that's the only real scenario I would move on, because I know we don't have a ton of talent, but I feel like those two quarterbacks, when you get one of those guys in the building, your team like instantly, and this is, I know some people might disagree, but your team instantly becomes a contender, in my opinion, because you have, those are the types of quarterbacks that make the team around them better, and they're in the film room making those guys better, especially Aaron Rodgers. I know Wilson struggled a little bit this year, so I could see the concern over him, and I also have concerns about him, because I think the Seahawks got to get back to some certain stuff they do, but also I think Russell's holding on to the ball too long. He's passing up open reads to take the deep shot. There's stuff he's got to get a little better at this year. Russell is a little more inconsistent, I would say. I think Rodgers, he has his bad games, but I think even on his bad days, you're going to have a really good shot in those games. So that's kind of where I stand with Howie and Lurie being there. I do think there's a good chance Howie takes a quarterback, though, with one of those. If the Colts pick is a late first rounder, I could see him taking Pickett.
You know what? Look, I think this might be possibly good news, because we've been dying for Howie, to go. Now, if the GM and the owner don't see eye to eye, who knows? Lurie might say, "Hey, guess what? We picked up, we moved all these draft picks to go up and get Carson Wentz. 5 years later, he's gone. You told us to get rid of Nick Foles, that won us a Super Bowl. He's gone. Doug Peterson, y'all can't see eye to eye. He's gone. A second round draft pick on Jalen Hurts, and now you don't want him. Hey, where's the problem at? I think the problem is Howie. I know that Lurie got some things to do with it too, but look, anytime you hear, the GM is telling the head coach what to do, I think it's about Howie, because remember when what's that head coach? Chip Kelly, he had all the power. Howie was stuck in the basement, and ever since then, he probably told himself, once I'm in charge, I'm going to do exactly what I want. I ain't never going to be in the basement again. So, look, if the owner and the GM don't see eye to eye, this might be the perfect opportunity for Howie to say, for Lurie to say, hey, you got to go, man, because I'm tired of paying these people, and 3-4 years later, they're gone. That's money out of his pocket that he got, that he's losing.
And also, I bet he's tired of paying the scouting department that doesn't get any input on draft night.
Facts. Yeah. Like, literally, facts. All right, so, look, it's Zach Wilson, man. The young gun, even, I believe, somebody say he was a young Aaron Rodgers, and the way he could throw the ball, one-legged, his distance, all that good stuff. So how do you feel about Zach Wilson? Yes, he's been having an up and down season so far. Even last week, he got sacked, I believe, 4 times. He turned the ball over one time. But right now, if I would give him a grade, it would definitely be a D-, a D- for so much hype about this guy that they moved up, with the Jets. Hey, he's our guy. We gonna get him. Everybody thought that he was going to be that dude coming out right now. And right now, he's a big disappointment. Yes, he's on the Jets. A lot of people could say, well, he's on the Jets. But he do got Corey Davis. Crowder is still there. Elijah Mitchell, I believe.
Elijah Moore. Mitchell's on the Niners.
Yeah. Elijah Moore there. He do got some weapons around him. So is he the problem, or is it just Jets themselves are dressed bad?
I mean, I think it's a little bit of both for sure. I think he's definitely part of the problem. A lot of times he's looking for the big play rather than taking what's underneath, which I think could play into Gannon's scheme today. A lot of times we criticize him for playing too soft, but Wilson might get it. It's kind of like how the Chiefs played a little early in the season. Like, I think Wilson just gets a little too patient. Or not, sorry, I guess I think he gets a little impatient sometimes because he wants to just get the ball down the field. And you got to understand there's times for that, there's opportunities for that, but it's not always going to work that way. I think a good example is Carson's rookie year in 2016. We played Dallas on Sunday Night Football. Now, we had the game in hand. Wendell Smallwood fumbled. We lost in overtime when Jason went in touchdown. But a lot of that game, Carson wasn't doing anything flashy. He just was taking what the defense gave him, and we were on top. So you got to just be patient as a young quarterback. And there were times Carson didn't do that. I mean, I remember the Lions game that just went awful where Ryan Matthews fumbled. God, those running backs were amazing that year. He took a deep shot to Aguilar, Slay picked it off. That was our first loss that year. So it's something in young quarterbacks you got to try to clean up. But Wilson, I think you got to try to cage him in the pocket a little bit too. He's mobile. He'll try to roll out, but yeah, there was a lot of hype. I'd agree with you, JC. I mean, I wouldn't give him too high of a grade, maybe a D to be generous, D plus, but he has not had an impressive year. So I think that's, we're going to have to try to, sit back a little bit. Also, I wouldn't mind trying to rattle him, send some blitzes at him, get creative a little bit, send Singleton and Maddox in there like we do sometimes. And I haven't been all that impressed, but I do think, I'll give him year 2 and 3. I always like to do that with the quarterback, so I'm going to give him his time. But the rookie year, like most of the other rookie QBs, he is definitely having some growing pains. So, which I think I'm surprised this year. Like a lot of the rookie QBs, like I thought, Mac obviously has been really good, but I think that's I got the system.
It's a system around him too, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. He has a lot of balance there. And I think that was like the only place he got drafted where I would have really been confident in his ability. And maybe that's just me being biased, but I think the other QBs, maybe they're not in the best situations, but I am really still waiting to see some of them separate from some of the rest of the pack. I think a lot of times we see 1 or 2 QBs really just kind of distance themselves and start to play really well. And granted, some of them get in good situations. And you do have Josh Allen, who you had to be patient with. Allen wasn't amazing his first year, but I am still waiting for that with guys like Zach Wilson. So I'm interested to see how Gannon plays him and how he plays today. What are your thoughts?
Look, Zach Wilson put probably, Daniel Jones or Zach Wilson. I'll probably go with Zach Wilson. So that's what I'm saying. So I feel like that he is a mobile quarterback. I mean, I understand that the Eagles are – look, they're bad with mobile quarterbacks. Even though last week, Daniel Jones, he still rushed for like over 30 yards, I believe. But I think that Zach Wilson, if he's patient, with him being mobile, with Jonathan Gannon, I mean, is he going to rattle him? Just like you said, you know what I mean? Because if you start rattling him and sending in the blitzes, I'm telling you right now, he's going to get off key and start turning the ball over. But Zach Wilson, to me, look, he had an up and down season. Of course, he got injured too along the way. But I think he's not a finished product at all. He's not a finished product. Like this is his rookie year. That's why I hate when people try to say, "Hey, he's a bust. He's a bust. Get rid of him." It's your rookie year. Your rookie year is just like your intern. Like you are an intern for. Hey, we about to see if you could be the next guy that we want to hire or not. So this is his rookie year, and he played for the Jets. It's not. I guarantee you, if he would have went to a Bill Belichick system or a Kyle Shanahan system, they would have been a lot better off because the Jets are like it's and the head coach. It's a new head coach also. He's a young head coach. We all wanted him, and Robert Salas, I believe. We all wanted him to be our head coach. So, hey, those two, if they get their things right in order, go off, after the offseason and just learn each other and bring in an offensive coordinator that could use this guy with his strength, and build the team around him. I really feel like that he's going to be here for a while. I just don't want to see him end up like Sam Darnold. You know what I mean? Like I just want these guys to succeed, but you can't be so quick to move on from them. And that's why I keep on saying about the whole Jalen Hurts stuff. This is his first full season. He's not a rookie, but Doug Peterson said is the best. If Doug Peterson say, look, last year was 4 games, this and that, technically is a rookie, but no, he's not a rookie, but there's no quit in him. There's no quit in him. And this team will only get better if you're patient enough, And I feel like that all these other teams with quarterback situation are more patient than the Philadelphia Eagles. We are impatient, maybe because of the fan because all the pressure is always fire this or fire that. The minute we don't do well because we're so used to winning, we are a winning organization. Yes, we only got one Super Bowl, but we always in the thick of things every year. Not a lot of teams could say that. So I feel like that, the owner, the GM, they always listen to us, the fans, the reporters out there, and so quick to move on. But every other team, and when it comes down to the quarterback, are so patient.
Yeah.
And Zach Wilson, look, his job is safe for at least 4 or 5 years, in my opinion. He will get his whole full rookie contract, and he's going to be there for a while. But we just got to see. But today, I feel like he can beat us. He can beat us because he's mobile. He's mobile, and we see our ends. Our ends, where are they at? Where's Sweat? Where's Barnett? Where are these? Where's our defensive line at? I don't know. So with that being said, if you don't pressure him and he's back there, he got weapons around him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
no, absolutely. I mean, I think something to watch is Fletcher Cox has gotten a few hits on the quarterback the past couple weeks. He's gotten some pressure, and I think he's going to have to step up because it's not that Hargrave's just not doing well. I mean, he's just getting double teamed every snap. Like, there's nothing he can really do right now. I mean, I'm sure there's snaps where he probably hasn't gotten through where he's not been double teamed. So I'm not saying that's just an excuse for Hargrave. Hargrave should step up too. But Fletcher Cox got to take advantage of those one-on-one matchups. Like, I'm not asking him to be the guy he used to be. I think that's in the past now. But I'm asking him to just get some pressure and just be a consistent, I'm just not consistent, but I'm just asking him to make a few plays back there. I think he's still good in the run game, but we need him to make a couple plays in the pass rush. And I think big part, the defensive ends have not shown up. I mean, Barnett's gotten some pressure, but not gotten to the quarterback. Sweat, I haven't seen Sweat much. I've seen him get a couple hits here and there, but like he's kind of disappeared, and it's a shame he just got that extension. Like, I think we were really hoping for him to step up. So, and the thing is, man, we have no one behind them. Like Taron Jackson, he's a rookie. He's going to need time, and I think he's a rotational guy at best. Ryan Kerrigan, the man,
my God.
I'll go back and watch the games, and I'll just see him try to bull rush, and he just gets nothing. He gets nowhere. I mean, maybe it's, he's just older now, and he just doesn't have the power he used to have. I don't know, maybe he just can't set up tackles anymore because he can't even win with his primary moves. So whatever it is, he has just been, I didn't expect this guy to come in here and be that great. I just expected him to be maybe a little less. He got 4.5 sacks last year. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting him to get 4 or 5 sacks, but put pressure on the quarterback a few times on third down when he came in. So that's the problem is we got no one behind these guys. And Milton Williams hasn't really done much in his rookie year to help the guys in the interior, or even when he's on the edge, he hasn't done much. So that's another guy. I'll give him years 2 and 3 as he gets adjusted to the league, but because he has the athleticism. But that is a concern when you take a guy with athleticism. Is it just the athleticism, or can they start to match the fundamentals and technique? But I'm not going to go that far yet. It's still his rookie year, but we need him to step up a little bit. We don't have depth there right now. I think that's the big difference. Is like I think these guys who are starting there right now. I think they got to step up, but I do think having guys behind them would just be so much. It would help out so much, I think that's what made our defensive line so great those past couple of years, was having guys behind the starters, and that was one of my
Brendan Graham,
right?
That injury really, really killed this defensive line.
That absolutely killed us. You're totally right, JC. In the run game too, I think it hurts as well, because he's such a good run stopper, but. Yeah, it's tough. That was one of my things going in the draft last year. I really do wish we would have snagged an edge rusher at some point. I know we snagged Milton and he can play on the edge, but I think he's an interior guy. I wish we would have snagged an edge rusher. This year we got to get an edge rusher, I think, with one of those 3 first round picks. As well as a linebacker if they actually ever wanted to do that. But I know that's not going to happen. So I'm not going to go that great.
Oh man, look, the offensive line. Look, the past few weeks has been running the ball. Dominating teams. Getting them. But now another injury happened. I think Driscoll, he's out for the rest of the year. Because this is his second time on IR, so now he's officially out. And now we got old boy that cost us 2 touchdowns probably last week, Herbig. All right. So, how do you feel about this whole offensive line right now? Like, are you concerned about this offensive line with Herbig being in?
hmm I'm actually not too concerned. Herbig frustrated me last week. My goodness, man, come on, like, dude, and there was no reason to hold on those touchdowns. Like,
No,
no reason. Oh, I don't know what he was
none.
doing. It made no sense to me. So, what's going on, AK? But
What's up,
I
buddy?
think Herbig going back to his natural position at right guard. He's definitely a left or right guard. He's not a center. I hope that'll
Yeah.
help. If Kelsey goes down, something's wrong. That guy doesn't get banged up too often. So,
Thank God he
um,
came back in.
yeah,
Thank God
thank the
he
Lord.
came back
Thank the
in.
Lord. But I hope Herbig being at right guard will help. I mean, he has had success with us in the past. I
Mhm.
think early last season he struggled, against Washington and a couple other teams. But I think as the season progressed, he got a little bit better. I know he lost weight this offseason to get better in the run game, and we're going to need that. We're going to need him pulling at times to open up lanes for these guys in the run game. So, I still feel good. I think again, the run game is going to be the primary thing today, and I think we're fit for that. Look, when you have and Dickerson, especially when they're pulling and getting out in space, those two guys, I mean, that's just you're just running away if you're a defensive lineman or linebacker at that point with those two guys coming at you. So I still feel good. I think there's some things they got to clean up. Herbig, there might be a few times where he screws up getting to the second level a little bit. But I think we're going to be okay. Stoutland has those guys ready to go at all times. I think if it's another injury that happens outside of left tackle, that's when I really start to panic because, we have it's Opeta. I'm not trusting Opeta to go out there. Brett Toth,
No.
Brett Toth's a backup for a reason. There's not too many options. And I think Jariga, I don't know if Jariga's still on IR anymore, but again, that's not as much as I like Jariga, that's not a guy you want to put out there at this point in the season.
Yeah, look, AK, hey, welcome to the stream, man. Hey, let me get your gut feeling about this game, man. Like, how are you feeling about this game? The Eagles are 11-0 against the Jets. Is this year the year that they lose or what? You can hear me? Uncensored.
Oh, yeah, sorry, man. I'm having
All right, hey, we'll come back because I can't really hear you, man. All right, so look.
No, I feel good about the game today,
Okay. All right, and you're okay. So, hey, do you think that this Eagles team is going to dominate the Jets? I mean, are you just say, hey, a win is a win, 3 points, we're good, we about to go into our bye, and Jalen Hurts will be back? What's your gut feeling? He's frozen.
Sorry. I'll be right back, man. Let me fix it.
All right, no problem. But yeah, hey, look, let me see. Okay, oh man, here we go right here. The matchup you're looking forward to the most, I want to see Miles Sanders, man. Hey, Boston Scott is active, okay, but Jordan Howard is not here, and he looks way better on this team in the running game than Miles Sanders have. But today is his game to show up because Jalen Hurts is not there no more. Well, is not here today, So Miles Sanders, I want to see Miles Sanders. Could he have the exact same success with this offensive line as a Jordan Howard? Last week before he got hurt, and limped off the field, he was doing pretty darn good last week. I think he had like 60-something yards rushing before he got hurt, but he was doing pretty good. But today, the pressure is on his shoulders because Minshew, as much people say, Minshew's more accurate, Minshew could do this, but now the Jets is going to probably load up the box now because there's no fear of Jalen Hurts running outside the pocket. I mean, they're probably going to send the blitz now. Like Jalen Hurts being out to me is really, really bad, but it's Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders, I want to see Miles Sanders go against this defensive line. Another matchup I want to see. Hey, now we got a passing quarterback. Let's see Devontae Smith. Let's see Dallas Goedert. Could those guys have huge games? I know I'm starting Dallas Goedert on my fantasy team and Miles Sanders, by the way. So, besides fantasy, I want to see those guys, those key matchups. Dallas Goedert, you're going to have to be that guy that makes them back up now. You have to win in the middle. You know what I mean? And then Devontae Smith, where you at, man? Let's go. I know you was frustrated last week. You should have got the ball last week, but you didn't. How much time these guys had practice with Gardner Minshew? You know, how much like real solid first team rep has they been getting with Gardner Minshew? Because all week I heard that Jalen Hurts was like, hey, I'm playing.
Yeah.
Was he getting those first team reps or was Gardner Minshew getting those first team reps? So I want to see those matchups, man. That's on the offensive side. On the defensive side, I'll talk about later, but go ahead.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, the couple of matchups I'm looking forward to, one is going to be Elijah Moore versus Avonte Maddox. I mean, look, Maddox has had a really, really good season. I think there's a case for Maddox being like a top 5 slot defender right now. That's how good I think he's been. Maybe Pro Bowl, maybe. I don't know if he'll get the national recognition he deserves, but I think he's had a phenomenal year. And Elijah Moore, look, a really promising young wideout who can play in the slot. They'll probably put Jamison Crowder in there sometimes, but I expect Elijah Moore to kind of be the slot guy. This is something Will Parkinson mentioned to me on the pregame show yesterday, so I'm kind of stealing his matchup. But, I mean, I just 100% agree with him. Like, I think that's going to be a big part of this game, especially if we get aggressive at some points and go man-to-man. I'm interested to see how Maddox fares. I think Maddox has had a really good year, and I want to see I think Elijah Moore is a top slot receiver, or he can be a top slot receiver. He's an Ole Miss guy. Mm-hmm. Those guys always pan out very well. He's been playing well as of late. I'm interested to see that matchup. Then on the offensive side, look, I know everyone's mad at him right now. Everyone hates him. Everyone wants him to, pretty much be cut right now. Ooh. I want to see how Reagor does against these guys with a new quarterback.
Reagor, Redemption Sunday.
Yeah, it's not anything with Minshew or Hurts. I just think the play calling, now this might be a little controversial, but I think they need to get Reagor involved early to get that confidence back. I'm not saying Reagor was worth the number 1 pick or anything. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about get him a few easy passes, maybe not the screen plays that everyone can see coming from a mile away, but a couple quick slants, quick drag routes, things to get him in space with some blockers and get him a little confidence. Now, if he starts dropping those passes, then something's wrong and you got to pull Nelson Aguilar and it's not a bad thing either. Let's have him see a sports psychiatrist because I think a lot is in Reagor's head right now. He had his friend die in the offseason, lifelong friend, and that really affected him in training camp. And that's something I do have sympathy for him. I'm sure he's feeling that. I think there might be a point where you have to pull the plug, and I think a week off could do him some good. It did Nelson Aguilar a lot of good.
Yeah.
But I think that, if he's going to play, get him a little bit involved because I think when you're not involved, you can get out of a rhythm a little bit. And I think there have been times where he's been open. I don't think he deserves the flack he gets all the time. But after last week, I mean, I couldn't really say anything for that. I mean, I'm not a Reagor supporter, but, last week was inexcusable. At the same time, we shouldn't have been in that position too. So, it's not on him. It's the blame goes around. But I think that, you get him involved a little bit. These Jets corners are very young. They're very inexperienced. So I want to see if he can maybe attack some matchups and maybe if Minshew can hit him on some play action passes.
Yeah. Look, the Reagor, that's a perfect. Thank you for mentioning it. But Reagor, look, hey, he's been going through a lot. He's been going through a lot this offseason. Yeah. And look, him being on social media is not helping him. He literally on social media. Like, I don't know how bad he was this week on social media, but man, like, just stay off of social media. I know you young. He's the youngest wide receiver we have, by the way, on this team is Reagor. So, I mean, people think that, hey, this dude is like older, because he's been there. This is his second year. No, he's the youngest wide receiver. So I see why he's on social media a lot. But man, I just think mentally, he's not there. He's not built like a Devontae Smith. I saw the press conference. He was like, yeah, only 2 passes. Like, what? Stop. What? 2 crucial passes. Like,
he said they were uncharacteristic after he's done that like his whole career here, man.
Like, exactly. Like, you are lying to the fans, man. You are lying to the fans. You are lying to the fans. Only 2 catches, blah, blah, blah. He didn't go out and say, look, I should have caught that. I put that on me. Like, at least say something like, even if you don't believe it, at least say something like that because the fans will respect you a little tiny bit more. But at the time, they're pissed off, so they don't care what you say. But to go out and say only 2 catches, the 2 crucial catches you missed that could have made us win the game. That's the only thing I didn't like about him coming out and saying that. It irks my nerves.
You can tell from those comments he's pressing right now.
Yes, he is. Hey, Nighting is on the chat, even though he's on audio only. And hey, Ego and Censor, man, what's up? Yo, I like that background, man. I love that. I love that flag, man. It's comfy to me, man. Old school style. I love it, man. And today, I need the Eagles to come out and play like some old school dogs, man. We have never lost to the Jets. So what do you want to see from this team today? Offense, defense. Who needs to have a big play? If Minshew go out and have a 300-400 ball game, what is your mindset with him moving forward, Ego and Sis?
Oh, man, that's a good one. I want to see today our defense do what they've been doing the last 4 weeks. Come out, play tough, play hard. Darius Slay should have a really good game today. There's no reason that he shouldn't, Maddox should have a good game today. Even Nelson, corner-wise, we match them way better than what they do us, I believe. Offensive line, defensive line, they're definitely 2 key points you got to watch. How much pressure we can get on the quarterback. You saw last week, we got pressure, but we never got there. This week, same thing. Defensive line versus offensive line. I will take our defensive line any day. You just got to get there. Okay. I'm tired of us not getting there. And then my third one is catch the damn ball. All right. Simple as that to me. When it's thrown to you, you catch it. And as far as Minshew, man, I'm so tired of hearing arguments about this. I know the fan base is split. I'm a Jalen Hurts guy. I always have been. A lot of us are. It's about patience for me with him. But frankly, dude, I'm just so tired of arguing about it. At this point, whoever gives us the best chance to win, I'm giving up. Seriously. I love the kid. I think he will be great. But I've come to the conclusion this fan base does not have patience. They never will. And I'm just done arguing about it, dude. If you don't have patience, it is what it is. But everyone right now is looking for a microwave QB, someone you can just throw in the microwave, nuke them for 3 minutes, and they pop out elite. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't.
I like that.
So I'm fed up, bro. We'll go your route, whatever. You guys want Russell Wilson, you guys want this guy, you want that guy. Well, go ahead, give up everything that we got for somebody. And when we start not winning, then what's going to be your excuse? Because this team is not built to win right now. Okay, we all know that. But that's my take, man. I'm happy for Minshew. I'm glad he gets to start today. There is some positives to that. For instance, now you'll see today, is it Nick or is it Hurts? Supposedly. If we do move the ball passing-wise and running-wise and our offense looks more complete, then you probably know it is Hurts. But if it's the same freaking offense that's been out there the whole year, then it's Nick. And then maybe the pressure gets off Hurts a little bit. But that's the whole thing about it is it might not be as good as what everyone thinks because, listen, whether Minshew's a vet or not, Nick is still learning. So, it's about play calling. It's about being ahead of the defensive coach on the other side. It's like a chess match between them. The players are just running what they want them to do. That's all football is a chess match. And Nick has been losing lately. So I don't care what player's out there. If you're not calling the right plays, you're not going to win the game because you're not putting your players in the best position to win. So that's the way I look at it, man. But it is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
I think I think Gangrene is ahead of the curve. I mean, after Minshew doesn't play well, it's going to be Reid Sinnett.
Sinnett came 5-6 weeks ago. I mean, Minshew been there the whole time, really. So he knows the playbook more. He knows the offense more, so that's why. But look, Sinnett is the backup today, and this is the NFL. Anything could happen. And guess what, Gang Green, you might get your wish. He might play the second half. Who knows? Or if Minshew go out and stinks it up the first half, we got 3 points at halftime. What the worst that could happen? Put Sinnett in and see if we could, and see if he could compete for being the second guy behind Hurts. But Nightings, I did want to get your thought real quick on your thought on this game. Did you see there? No. All right.
He's still backstage, he said.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right,
My bad.
thank you for letting me in. What's up, everybody? Just want to come on in and say my thoughts. Wait, what was the question again? I completely blanked.
Yeah, how do you feel about this game? I mean, what's your thought about this upcoming game? And also, give me your thoughts on Gardner Minshew starting today.
Yeah, I can do that. Look, I've seen a lot of people nervous for this game, and I mean, I get we had a terrible loss against the Giants last week, but I'm actually pretty confident about this game. I'm always excited for Eagles game day, except for games that we really. I don't want to say really can't win, but games that look like really hard to win. And this game doesn't look really hard to win at all. I think this is a winnable game. And I know that big elephant in the room is, the record we have against the Jets. And I don't try to base the record on, if we're going to win or not. I mean, that's a big thing because the Jets have never beat us. But other than that, I still think we can win this game. Gardner Minshew, all I want him to do is I just want him to do his job today. That's literally all I want. Again, I've said I don't care who's under center as long as we get the W. No controversy needed. So I'm actually pretty confident for Gardner Minshew in this game. I actually really like what he's done with Jacksonville, but and you've been saying if he does do bad the first half, then we go to Reid Sinnett. I don't really think that's gonna happen. And also I'm not gonna say if Gardner Minshew does excellent today, put him as QB1. This is literally a game against the Jets, and Hurts will be back next week. So, but I still want him to have a great game. I just literally want him to do his job basically and get the W because we are 5-7, and if we win this game, we're 6-7, and we're still in the hunt for a playoff game.
We are, and next week we got to bye. Next week, next week we got to bye, and guess what? We might, even though the Cowboys won this past Thursday, right? But they still did us a favor. The Saints was ahead of us, and now they're behind us. So hey, we both 5-7, I believe. So now we just moved up. But those key wins against the Falcons, the Saints, they are really about to come into play. Now we need to just win out. I feel like we need to win out. 10-7, 9-8 is pushing it, but 10-7. Is the record that we should be aiming for in order to at least go into the playoffs. And if we win the next 5 games, we might be one of the hottest teams going into the playoffs, and who knows what might happen because if we go in as the 7th seed, I believe we will play probably the 2nd seed, which might be the Packers, maybe the Cardinals, maybe, but we'll see what happens, and anything can happen.
No. Playoffs, it's one game. Season's out the window.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, Nightings, hey, before I let you go, what is your score prediction today? And what is a breakout player today that you want to go see ball out?
I got those 2 questions and those 2 answers already. So I got the Eagles winning. I think I said this in my video. I remember it. I got them winning 23-18. I know that's a pretty close game, but again, Gardner Minshew is playing. I still think he gets the job done, but even though it's a close game, I still think we get the win, go 12-0 against the Jets in the series. The breakout player I really want to see is Devontae Smith. Dude, he's not getting targets at all. I want to see him ball out. I've really loved when he is getting targets. He does really good, especially with his route running. So, I just want to see Devontae Smith have a great game against his Jets defense. And again, he's not been getting targets. So I think you said this earlier in the stream. It's gonna depend on if the QB is actually not getting Devontae Smith the ball or Sirianni is not getting Devontae Smith with the ball. That's what we're going to see here. So
Yes.
either way, no matter if it's the QB or the coach, Devontae Smith needs to get the ball. He's your wide receiver number one, and the fact that he's not getting the ball is terrible. So those are my answers.
Yeah. Hey, Eagle and Sensor, 3 keys to victory, man. 3 keys to victory and your score prediction. I know we're about 22 minutes away from kickoff, so we're about to wrap it up a little bit. So let's go. 3 keys to victory and your score prediction and 1 breakout player.
Aggressiveness, run the ball, and pressure. On defense. And I got my score at 21-17 Eagles.
21-17. Woo, that's close. Man, these scores are being too close to for comfort. All right, Hunter. 3 keys to victory, your score prediction, and 1 breakout player.
All right, I'll go with a little higher score. I'll go 27-10, but I'm gonna have the Jets scoring that touchdown at the end, so essentially 27-3. But I'm gonna exude some confidence in this team. But look, I think keys to victory. I mean, you guys already said it. One just got to be run the ball, and I think the first drive especially has just got to be scripted very well, and it's got to be effective because too many times we've gone 3 and out the first drive, and then we're falling behind. I think we've gotten when we get ahead, that's where we're built to play from a lead. So I think get ahead early on that first drive and just build the lead. Defense has got to be just. I think my breakout player. This is one of my keys too. I think Fletcher Cox has got to have a good game today, and especially in the past. I think in the run game, he's clogging up holes that we don't always see. That maybe he's not getting the tackles, but he's still helping in the run game. He's going to have some of those one-on-one matchups, which is weird because Fletcher's always been the guy who's usually been doubled. But I think when he's got those one-on-one matchups, take advantage and get home to Zach Wilson and hope the defensive ends can cage Wilson into the pocket so that Fletcher can get home on those sacks. And then I think my third key. Just got to be, I think a big thing is we'll just play disciplined football on both sides of the ball. Because even if our defense struggles a little bit, their kicker's awful. That's what I've heard, at least. Their kicker is going to miss if if you get him, if you're inside the 40, we'll take that at the 40-yard line and march down the field. So stay disciplined, win that field position battle. I think we've been more disciplined as the season has gone on in terms of penalties, but, they still pop up here and there. On pick routes, on holding calls. So play discipline, and I think we can win this game.
Nice. Okay, look, I need the Philadelphia Eagles to put up 30 points. Hey, right now, they only won 1 game where they did not put up 30 points, and that was against the Panthers. All right, but every other win we have has been 30 points. So 30 is the magic number for me. I need the Eagles to be at 30. Hey, if they are at 30, we are winning the game. That's what it's been the past 4 out of 5 wins. They hit 30, we win the game. They don't hit 30, 9 out of 10, we lose the game. So I had the score being 30-17. Because I'm I'm thinking once the Philadelphia Eagles just start getting up, they're gonna start being bold a little bit. Jonathan Gannon gonna say send in the blitz and try to get some turnovers, try and get some sacks, and possibly. We might see Milton Williams in, Jackson comes in, we might see these backup guys start getting into the rotation, get some little play time. And the Eagles went against the Jets during the joint practice. So they know what Zach Wilson is. They know who he is. They know how mobile he is because they had a joint practice for a whole week. And the Eagles was dominating these joint practices. So I'm hoping they at least go back and tap into that a little bit and say, okay, well, he is mobile. He could do this. He could do that. But this is a game for the Eagles to come out and make a statement. Yes, he's against a bad team. I don't care. Just like we came out and made a statement against the Detroit Lions. Yes, he's a bad team. I don't care. But that's when you go out and you make those kind of statements. I don't care if it's against a bad team. It could build your confidence up. And going into the bye, hey, who knows? Brandon Brooks might be back after the bye. I don't know what's going on with Brandon Brooks. If he's healthy enough, he comes back for 4 games. All we asking him to do is give us 4 games. Who knows? Because now that line is impenetrable. You're not getting through that line. Because Dickerson, he's getting better every game. Mariota, Johnson, But the weak link on that offensive line is Herbig, and I'm hoping that he does not cost us a touchdown. Okay, hey, who's the backup behind Herbig?
Opeda.
Yeah.
Is he active today?
Yeah, he probably is.
Golly. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm about to say, look, if Herbig start, if you start being a turnover, a holding machine, then hey, we got to put somebody else in, but we don't have nobody else to put in. Hey, that Driscoll injury, that Brendan Brooks, it seemed like that spot is cursed. Everybody, okay, that spot goes down. But look, keys of victory for me real quick. Hey, look, the defensive line, they have to get pressure. My second key is this: Gardner Minshew. Hey, it's your time. Are you going to try to press? Are you going to try to say, hey, I've been waiting for this opportunity. I don't know how much more chances I'm going to get to show what I have. Let me just throw it all over the field, or are we going to stick to the run game? So Nick Sirianni is my last point. Nick Sirianni, are you going to try to show the world, hey, if I have a pocket passing quarterback, I could do this? Or are you going to stick to what's been working, running the ball? So those are going to be three big keys for me. So any last before we go?
No.
All right, look, we are about 15 minutes away from kickoff. I hope y'all get y'all dinners ready, y'all drinks ready. I'll be doing play-by-play after this. So for those who just want to come and chill and just chat with me and talk with me, come on. Like, I'm down because, hey, watching this Jets game together, we might be bored. Who knows? So go ahead and come join this play-by-play with me at 12:55. I'll be going on live. And please subscribe to all my guys. Eagle Uncensored. Tell them where they could find you at.
Yeah, you can find me over at the Eagles Uncensored podcast. Obviously, it is uncensored, like my name says. So, don't get offended by anything I say. It's just I speak from the heart, man.
Yes, sir.
I tell it how it is in my eyes and how I feel. I have nothing but love for this team, and I just want the best for them. I believe we all do. So, yeah, just find me over there. And I also do the East Meets West with Philly Foothills and Vic 3 on Saturday nights. Starting up Bird Gang Uncensored again Tuesday nights with BG. So, looking forward to that. But yeah, got a lot going on. Even starting a new conspiracy theory podcast on Monday night. Check that out.
Check that out.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. I'm a big conspiracy theory guy. But yeah, man, fly Eagles fly. Hope we win today. We should. This should be a very easy game, but it's any given Sunday, man.
Any given Sunday. Agree. And my guy Hunter. So let's know.
You can find me at Philly Insider Podcast. Thank you all for having me on. It was great dicing it up with all you. And you can find me on InsideTheEagles.com too. Love the Birds like all these guys. Ready for a good game. And ready for that playoff chase. We also got to watch a couple teams. Hopefully they lose today. And, by whatever means we got to get in, let's get in.
Yeah, I hear you. And Nightings?
All right. So I go on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. I also have a sports podcast that I just started with the Giants fan, Football Talk with Benny. So it's called the Just a Rival Podcast. You can find that on my channel, on Benny's channel, on Nighting's YouTube channel. I make gaming content, sports content, and history content, the triple package. Right now it's more sports content, but I basically specialize in Philly sports and any games that I can find. So yeah, that's what I've been doing right now. And of course you can follow me on Twitter. I'm really active there, and I post new video updates and also my Discord server. You can find me there. I think EU is on that right now. So I post video updates there as well. So I hit 200 subs. I'm blessed that I have 200 subs. I just hit 210, so we're now 9 away from 220. The grind doesn't stop. I'd really appreciate a sub. So yeah, that's me.
Look, man, hey, go sub up all these guys, man. Being a content creator is not as easy as people think. I mean, it's definitely time consuming. You do have to, put some things aside and still try to put some good content out to all the Philadelphia Eagles fans. So that's why I appreciate every single last of you Philadelphia Eagles fans. And that's why I do the play-by-play, because I know like the Jets game is not going to be on TV today. All right, unless you have the Sunday ticket or some way somehow to watch it. Hey, just come on by and we just chat it up the whole time while watching the Jets game. Well, while I keep you informed what's going on to the Jets game, because I cannot show y'all the Jets game. But as always, man, I love every one of y'all, and that's go